Well, here we are. Welcome to our season 2 opener of Coffee and Tea. Guys, I am so thrilled to be starting the second season. I'm so excited to have these dynamic guests that I have on here this evening. So, I need for you guys to do what it is that you do. I need for y'all to check in. I need for you to share. I need for you to like. I need for you to comment and let me know that you are out there. These guys are amazing individuals. They have been friends of mine for more than 10 years. And it is a absolute pleasure to have them as my guests for the first show. Let me explain to you who Derek and Keisha Barnes are. They are lovely married people. They are entrepreneurs. They are phenomenal in the marketplace as well as in the community. And let me explain to you why. They have several businesses that they have started and pushed and continued to do over the years. And I'm just going to name what they have. So, many of you out there know them as the Soup People because they have soup solutions. Soup Solutions is striving to help provide healthy meal choices. So they do homemade soups, stews, chilies, and fabulous lemonades and smoothies and lots of other things. And they're all made with fresh ingredients. So if you've tasted anything from Soup Solutions, I need for y'all to talk it up. Okay. They also have Cultural Essence, which provides natural, organic, and healthy products for body, hair, and skincare. I love their body butters. So I'm gonna have to re-up on those. When I was in Colorado, it like kept at that high altitude with all that dry air, it kept me looking almondy and buttery. So I'm telling y'all need to get on that too. Then there is Kajane Designs, and that's interior designs. Keisha, I hope she still does them. If she doesn't, she can correct me. But she did wreaths that you can hang on your doors, so both outside and inside, and they are pretty spectacular. There's also Voices, Heart, and Hands, which is a mobile CPR service. So they're teaching people how to perform CPR, which is something that we all need to know. Can't just depend on the first responders. Sometimes it's your first response that helps people survive. So CPR is important. There's also Clear Vision, which is the motivational speaking, as well as the business that houses Derek's book called oh Lord, I'm getting ready to forget what the name of the book is. That's a terrible. Derek, you can tell me. I told you when I don't write stuff down, I don't remember. Science of Manhood. Look at the Lord. Look at the Lord. I remember it. It's the Science of Manhood. So there's that book. And then there's also KDB Moss, which is drinks that have tons of sea moss in it. And y'all know how people was on that sea moss kick, so long ago, and then it kind of faded out. But they have some drinks that have lasted the test of the time and people are still asking for. We was just talking about one that I'm going to have to jump on once I get them off this show. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my very good friends, Karen. Why did I say that? Derek. That's what I was going to say. Derek and Keisha Barnes. Let me get y'all on here so we can get y'all in the room. Where y'all at? There you go. I mean, y'all could be a little bit more enthusiastic than that, okay? Karen. I don't even know why that came out. Was like I've been practicing this intro all day, and I the first thing like what?
Karen wrote the Science of Manhood. Give it up for no.
Now you know that's an inside joke for the rest of the
Written a
world.
Science of Manhood. Not today. Not today. But thank you guys so much for being a part of the show.
No problem. Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So I hope I got everything right. Outside of the brief pause in forgetting the name of the book.
No, it's all good.
So, if you guys could just start, I know we're talking about entrepreneurship, but we're also talking about that intersection between marriage and entrepreneurship. So, I already know the story, but those that are watching may not know your love story. So, if you could kind of let us know how you guys met, how you guys fell in love, when y'all got married, how long you been married, all that good stuff.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. So it's always a debate which version we tell. But now, with things being how they are, I've always been comfortable with the original story.
Okay.
He likes to cut forward a little bit into the story, but we're gonna tell the whole thing today. So there was a website called Tagged. I'm telling my age probably.
Probably just a little bit.
I would go on there to play a particular video game. And I'm not super tech savvy, though I use it because I have to. A good girlfriend of mine was like, no, you can like date on there. So I was like, huh? So I go on her profile with her and we clicking around and I see this picture of this guy. And I was like, oh, he's out of my league, but child. So I go home that night and I go on my own game. And I've run out of time for the game that I was playing because I was playing Mafia Wars. So it was a time frame, you play within the time and the time run out, and blah, blah, blah. So my time ran out and I was bored. So I was waiting for my time to re-up. And I was like, all right, well, let me surf these pictures. Surfing and he pops back up. So I clicked yes or swipe right or whatever it was at the time. I did that. And lo and behold, he had already done that on my profile photo. So I'm giggly, but I'm over it because, of course, I'm thinking this ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly thereafter, maybe like a week or so later, he starts sending me tags. And his tags are always like "Good morning, beautiful," or a whole bunch of flowers, or like something really sweet, like teddy bear, like cutesy little stuff. And I'm like, either this dude is on me or something wrong with him. So fast forward, a lot of that going on. Eventually, one day, I just was like, I'm gonna just say hi to him and see what happens, because he had been sending me all of these tags for this period of time. So I finally say hi, and he said, the conversation got started. So I would say about maybe a week or two after the chit chat, I finally called him, but I didn't call him on my personal number.
Okay.
I called him from my office because you ain't getting. I don't know you.
We didn't be that close yet. Not yet.
Right. No, thank you. So and I end up talking to him all day long. Of course, in between getting some work done because I, whatever. But I'm talking to him all day, and the conversations were so good, and we were laughing and joking, and you know how we are. So it's the same way from the very beginning. We laughing and joking, and I was like, all right, well, I'm about to take my lunch break, but I didn't want the conversation to end, so then I transferred it over to my cell phone. Keep talking. Turns out it was his oldest daughter's birthday, and her mother was not being so helpful with him being able to see her. And my response to that was, well, I know I'm not your daughter, but can I lift your spirits and take you to a movie? And he said, will you marry me? And I was like, whoa, let's just go to the movie. It was a joke that wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. So eventually not very far from that, we got married. But anyway, that's how it started.
Right, like it wasn't too far down the line.
It was not. It wasn't that far at all. And then the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've literally been together ever since.
Wow. And how long has that been?
We are coming up on 13 years married.
Good gracious of life.
13 years, man.
13 years.
That's right.
And you remember that, don't you, Chris?
I sure do.
That day was something.
That day was something, buddy. I ain't never had to be mean to y'all family ever before in my life,
But you had specific
But it was
instructions.
necessary.
I had
We got it done.
instructions as to what to do, and I was making sure it was going to happen.
We got it done.
That's how far back we go. Like you expressed to your viewers and your listeners that we have over 10 years of history, and not only I know you mentioned the businesses and our relationship, but you've been there from the start of it all.
Yeah.
And you've seen all of these ideas come to life, and you were there for that special day and actually narrated and emceed our whole wedding. We never forgot that.
Nah. That was a great day.
So you know how crazy we are.
Yeah. And I enjoy the level of craziness. I tell people all the time, like, in order to be like around me, and I've learned this now in my 40s, that the people who are around me are just as crazy as I am, and that helps life be good because people get your level of crazy. So when you say stuff, it's not out the way. Like, okay, all right, we're gonna do that. Maybe not today, but someday.
That's right.
So cool. So you guys have been married 13 years, and in those 13 years, all of these businesses have come to life and
Yeah.
to fruition. Like, how do you guys balance your marriage and the whole entrepreneurial side of it?
So to me, marriage is business. And because marriage is business, it was our marriage that taught us how to be business partners.
Mm.
So it's really one and the same, honestly, for me.
Okay.
It's one and the same. I know in the beginning we had some issues disconnecting from the businesses to connect to each other. Then we had to start business hours.
Mm.
And
Okay.
then it's hard to turn him off. So then we had to do extra vacations,
Mm.
walking out the world. Went on a cruise. He lost his mind, but that was the best sleep he ever got in his life. Because we did not have an internet package and they know nothing about it.
You won't be connected to nobody but me, sir.
Not a thing. Just to see the Lord in me, and that's all you getting.
Right.
But at the very beginning, and then so as time went on, we learned how to maneuver through everything. And because marriage is business and our marriage taught us how to be business partners, it's like inhaling and exhaling, actually.
Okay.
It takes time for it all to meld together. It takes, just to be patient and know when to do what.
Yeah, something like that.
Was there a conversation when you guys started the first business, or was it just hey, I got this idea, okay, let's do it?
Actually, first of all of the businesses, each and every one of them, were inside of our hearts and minds the whole time, and it's crazy how we spoke about these things prior to bringing them into fruition. And like starting with the book, I had a day at the firehouse, being a firefighter and a retired firefighter. And I came home after work one day and asked her, I wanted to help the youth, and I'm always involved in the community. And I asked her about, what do you think about me writing a book? And she was like, man, you can do anything. And I'll never forget that. And from her, that response, we got the science of manhood. So it was, to answer your question, it was inside of our hearts and minds the whole time, for each business. And it just came out in different facets and different times. But never did we do a business where it wasn't mentioned ahead of time. Like, she spoke about Voices, Hearts, and Hands. And then next thing you know, packages and equipment is arriving, and I'm supposed to show up at this building because 46 people waiting on this to teach CPR. That's how it goes down, and so on and so forth.
I put this comment up because this is a comment that I have seen, I think, from the moment that you guys have been engaged. And every post, every conversation, every activity that you guys have done, there's always some Team Barnes kind of rallying cry, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, where did that come from? Like, was it just something somebody said, or was it something that you guys decided that was going to be kind of like a rally cry for the two of you?
No, him. Just him. One day we in just us being us playing around. One day we was in the house joking and playing around, and he just said Team Barnes, and that just was the thing. That's just our thing now.
But to say, like you said, like a war cry, because all we have is us, and that's not making light of any of our friends and family who love and respect us, and we vice versa love them. But we really feel like we all each other have at the end of the day. Anything else is extra, but this is the one right here for me, and I'm not to be disconnected.
That's right.
And that's what Team Bonds is, to let you know that it's us moving forward. So when you hear about the science of manhood and possibly transforming the lives of troubled young men in some of these streets and situations, that's also my wife as well. When you hear about these beautiful wreaths on people's door and loving the products and so forth, that's also the both of us. So Team Bonds is like a stamp, like a quality, like this is coming from us. What to say, a Bonds family product.
Yeah.
Team Bonds.
Oh, that's good. So, how do you guys now? You've been married 13 years. So, I know it hasn't always been roses and peaches and honeymoons and all of that stuff.
Of course.
So, do you guys handle conflicts within your marriage differently than conflicts within the businesses? Or
Nope.
do we kind of use the same kind of thought process for both?
If she's mad at the house, she mad when we cooking soup. If she mad when we cooking soup, she mad when we serving steak butter. But we've always made a point. You'll never know it. You won't know what she said to me before we left the house.
First of all, don't make it seem like I'm verbally abusive. No. Because I have a hard time not expressing my feelings. If you know daddy, right? So my dad is an extremely expressive, loud for no reason. I'm not, I got my dad. So I've never had a problem saying what I felt, or if given the space and opportunity, expressing myself. My marriage is teaching me time and place.
Okay.
So, or I guess I should say has taught me time and place, because we did go out one time and I had attitude, and I don't even remember what I was mad about, but I was mad at him.
That's the thing.
I was mad. And you know how you be like, I'm mad at you because you was mad at me and I don't know what you was mad at me for, so I'm mad at you and now you mad back at me and we both mad. That was that kind of day.
Okay.
Remember that? Yeah, you do. So he got mad at me. And really all it takes is communication, and then time and place. So we didn't communicate, and then I didn't understand time and place. And so we out delivering food, and it's, hey y'all, we get in the car. We get back out the car. Hey y'all, hey, we got such and such and such. Get back in the car.
It's crazy.
We nowhere near each other. And we always
all over each other. Yes,
we
I
nowhere
know.
near each other. People noticed, but they didn't notice.
Okay.
But when we got home that night, when I tell you, you know how you pop a toddler's hand and they so destroyed about it. It was a light tap, but it was the fact that you had to tap them. I got a toddler tap when we got home. I was destroyed. He was like, we will never. If you that mad, stay home. I was like, oh my God,
because Chris, you're laughing. You're laughing because otherwise it got to be cold words. It got to be like, hey, we got this cherry almond shea butter. Help. And we got soap. Call somebody.
Blink twice if you need help, Derek. Blink twice.
Blink twice.
Hilarious.
Snap and clap. You know what it is. Yeah, we got soup. Help me. No, but really, uncomfortable moments should arise in every marriage. every relationship.
And every business.
And one thing I pride myself on and pride my wife on as well is that we study a lot, not making light of anybody else. And I'm not saying like we're some bookworms or professionals, but we study and put away for the rainy days. We study information. A lot of people you hear talking about the 5 love languages, but there's so many other books. We're reading so many other books right now amongst each other, and we swap and we study together so that when these moments arise, we get better and better and better. So now I ain't got to be like, help. You know what I mean? Because she's working on herself and I'm working on myself to entertain those situations when and if they arise, which they always do. Because this is life, you know?
Yeah. And I love to hear that portion of it because I see that you guys also like post these marriage encouragement posts, and you see different aspects of it. And I love the level of transparency that you have, guys, when you post it, because you're not only showing the positiveness and the rosiness of marriage, you're showing, here's what happened today. And
Yeah.
here's where I was today. But this is what the outcome ended up being.
Mm-hmm.
And that's such a wonderful thing, especially for those that are married and those that aspire to be married. It shows that there's always work that has to be done in the relationship.
And that's who those posts are for. Because if I had not done the work for me, my first marriage would have landed me in never again. But, and it not in a bashing fashion, I just did not like marriage at that point, the way it looked, how it looked on me, what I felt like it turned me into emotionally. If that was my poster child for marriage, I would have never gotten married again.
Yeah.
But you have to take the time. You have to take the time. And even in premarital counseling, they don't tell you. Now they'll say that it'll be rainy days and there'll be sunshine. No, tell me this dude is gonna have to be told a million times to get his shoes out the middle of the floor, stop undressing in the living room, get your socks out the sink, like
not the socks in the sink.
I'm just saying, or maybe don't alligator roll with the covers. Well, I got icicles on my shoulders. I'm just
Lord
saying,
have
somebody
mercy.
needs to share the bed, That's all.
People they don't tell you that. And if you don't have the humor to laugh about it, those are the things in marriage that slowly rip you apart. Because then you got everybody has a platform and everybody has an opinion, and we digesting halfway negative, backhanded compliments all day on social media, but nobody is really getting to the meat of anything. And so now you got the what we need a wife for crusaders, and I don't need a man crusaders. And let me be the first to tell you live, I need my man. I'm keeping him. We're gonna do everything we gotta do to work this thing out, because I will not live without this guy here. Not unless the Lord take him. And if he take me, he better take him too. Because we got to do it at the same time.
Look.
That's the teamwork. That's what it really is.
That's what it is. And look, I know, I think she's beautiful. I ain't the only one that thinks she's beautiful.
That's
plenty of other guys out here say, man, she fine, she this and that. And they would like to have her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the one that couldn't live without her. You feel what I'm saying? So they lose head up. So just jump out there like that. Jump out there.
You knew he was going to say something. You knew he was going to say something.
And just to close that point out, because I love how he brought that up. We always say amongst ourselves, but I think it's worth saying live. The attractive that you see on me is really him. And the attractive that you're so drawn to is really me, because our love and coverage of one another makes us look amazing. I'm bombed by myself, if I do say so. However, the man that God blessed me with covers me in such a way that I look even more amazing than I do by myself, and vice versa.
We make each other shine.
Yeah, we shine each other's wheels.
Johnny Wheels.
My man. Yeah.
Johnny Wheels and shea butter. You know what it is? Culture essence. You know what it is? Shiny Wheels and shea butter.
Shiny Wheels and shea butter. I'm so done. That's the new catchphrase right there.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all got to put that on a jar, on a ticket.
So says Karen.
So,
Man, that's I'm gonna sit now. I'm gonna be in the third aisle of the market. High fiving me. No, it ain't right.
I'm so done. So let me ask this, because some of the businesses that you guys have, you're working out of the home. So a lot of the preparation and stuff is done in the home, along with the general responsibilities you each have as husband and wife in the home. Like, is there a delegation of those responsibilities? Do you guys have, like, there's certain things that Derek is responsible for, certain things that Keisha's responsible for, or is it just an all hands on deck type of situation?
All hands.
All hands on deck. You know, unless you have a sensitive situation, because of course she can't be everywhere, because everything has to be made safe for her. Everywhere I go, if she's there, it's been checked. You know, I'm not saying that to be funny, but you know, some of these environments that we go in for as business, it isn't fit for her presence. Not judging anybody's atmosphere, but we're talking about in terms of respect and safety. Those things can't be compromised. So I share with her what is and what isn't, and she reads it out, and we make and where she can show her presence, she will, you know, and where she deems as though it's best that she doesn't, she won't.
I don't.
And vice versa. Because I don't need to be at every baby shower
You sure
with
don't.
Reeves. You know what I mean?
And I feel like
I've been to 6.
I feel like we arguing right now.
I don't need to go there. Every
It sounds like an undercover situation right here.
Hey, I'm the only
That
one
feel like
there.
a soft argument that we about to have.
In a way, you know, I don't need to go to all of them, Troy. Feel me?
Look, now he calling for backup out in the social
I'm just
media.
yelling out to the audience, you know.
So, it was a co-ed situation.
It was a Jack and Jill situation.
Jack and Jill in it.
Yeah, we outside, all pink. You know?
We outside is the timer. Please chime in, because we outside is not no all pink.
I'm not talking about we outside.
But you just said that.
But you had me at several baby showers.
In any case. Whatever then. And in any case. So to answer your question more accurately, we are actually in the process of separating home and business.
Okay.
So our living quarters will still be home, but we have been blessed with enough space to transform the outside of our home to delegate to the businesses.
Okay.
Clearly there are, by the type of business that we're doing at the time, that automatically pulls one or the other of us. He's not making Reeves.
Wow.
That just, you know, he's not.
It's just not his thing.
He's not doing that. But he'll deliver them. He'll package them. He'll go and get all the things I need for him. So it's teamwork involved. However, there's natural kind of delegation, and then there's all hands. So kind of both.
Okay.
And I got a question for your audience, for the listeners. All right, so we do soup solutions. But why everybody think my Jamaican wife?
First of all, why do people think I'm Jamaican? Let's talk about
Why
that.
everybody think my Jamaican wife does all the cooking? So you approach me, you're like, hey, can your wife make this? Hey, thank your wife for me.
Salt.
Your wife from Jamaica, right?
Salt
I'm like,
Nation.
where's this coming from?
Salt.
I cook sometimes too.
Come on, Soup Solution folks out there. Let's see some of them answers in the comments.
I'm in.
Let your wife get a little bit of a shine.
I mean, she always shining apparently. I'm just a help around this.
Well, hilarious.
We was talking about haters earlier and how we weren't gonna discuss that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna do it.
Let me find out he my love and my hater.
No, I'm not.
Y'all are hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't with this guy.
Leave it to Karen.
Leave it to Karen to bring up old.
Bring up old stuff.
We both teach CPR. We both teach the class.
I said certain businesses.
I know, but I'm just saying, why am I Miss Keisha husband? What am I, Mr.? What is it? Say it. What they call me?
Mr. Keisha.
Mr. Keisha.
Mr. Keisha.
Keisha Bonds.
Well, at least they respected it. They put some respect on it. It's Mr.
Well, don't say it in the market. That's what I'm saying.
Because they do be yelling it 2 hours over in Walmart. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
But here's another thing kind of going along that same line. Like you have your responsibilities, and then it's all hands on deck. So then we get, oh look, here you go. Here you go. You got a good comment. The food is amazing. She just need the smoothies and the lemonades.
Let me get a sip of mine right now.
What is that you drinking?
This is my new favorite creation right here.
What's that?
This is the honey half and half sea moss drink.
So you didn't combine half and half
Yeah.
sea moss.
For others, the Arnold Palmer.
It ain't none of them on here. You keep that Arnold Palmer stuff. This is half and half for us melanated folks, ma'am.
Half. And when I do tell you, I'm not ever gonna take away from his creativity. This man, because I like things to be the same, but not right. So we started off KDB Moss with 4 signature flavors. I am the business owner, and I don't know how many flavors we have now.
That's crazy. I hope you got a
2
list.
new flavors. We got the orange aid, which tastes like a breakfast drink to me because I like orange juice with my breakfast. And then we got the new honey half and half, which is my new favorite all day beverage. I keep my energy together. When I tell you I'm usually half dead and sleepy between work, school, all 7 businesses. He's a handful, 2 large dogs, a house to clean. I be gone. But this thing got me wired on today.
Okay.
Happy about it. I got
Well,
homework.
y'all out here. Y'all want to try some new stuff? Here you go.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to tell them, Chris, because we're going to send you a package just for you of an assorted arrangement of the CMOS smoothies and lemonades.
And I will try them on live on air.
All right, man. We should have did that for the show.
I know. I was running.
And that's the thing. Like, I remember when Cultural Essence started, and I got the body butters. And then I remember the body sprays that were named after Akeisha. And I remember having those. And I remember, even though I was several miles away in another state, people could not, I was always getting, God, you smell good, or dang, your skin look good. And I'm always plugging, this is where you get it from. Go to my friends. Like, and that's the thing about entrepreneurship, and that's the thing about building relationships. Like, you guys are showing that marriage can help build the business, and business can help build the marriage. Yep. But then you also show that circle isn't just exclusive to the two of you, that the businesses and stuff that you have are multidimensional, and that you can partner and pull in others, not just from the entrepreneurial side, but also from the display of how you guys deal with their marriage as well. There was, a comment that we showed a couple minutes ago that said that your teamwork is exceptional. That works on both sides. Your marriage teamwork is exceptional. Your business savviness and teamwork is exceptional. So it's a lot more that comes into it than just, the separation of the two. So it's all good stuff. So I have another question for you. As businesses grow and things happen, you have milestones that occur, your first, sellout day, or your first partnership with, such and such a other place, or something that is a milestone for your business. Do you celebrate your marriage milestones in the same way that you celebrate your business milestones, or do you try to keep those separate?
No, so I'm extra, and my favorite, I'm superfluous.
Okay.
And in my superfluousness,
Wow.
we
Spell it. No, I'm just playing.
because I can't. And we celebrate not only the wedding anniversary, but the day we became an exclusive couple, and also the day he proposed. To me, those
Okay.
are three things to celebrate. They were different stages of our relationship that got us to where we are today, so I can't ignore them. And then the celebrations for the milestones in any business are immediate.
Okay.
We don't save dates. It's not like I'll remember the first $100 we made for any of the businesses. I'm not gonna lie to you, but whenever we have something, it's worth celebrating, big or small. We used to have a tradition. I know you remember Flight.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have a tradition after every vending event. We would celebrate at Flight, and sometimes would get more sales in Flight than we did at the vending event. Flight is coming back. That's a little plug, but right now you can go to Train Stop. We love Ray. We still support one another, and that was just one of the ways that we celebrated milestones. It could be anything from what was the last business celebration we did? Oh Lord,
Yeah. But
wasn't that long ago, but it's so much stuff.
It just, like you said, though, there are always key moments. Some of them, like, we kind of, internalize them and keep them for ourselves because they just mean so much. And maybe she can't recall them all, or maybe I can't recall them all for her. But I remember being away. I think we were in Florida.
We were in Florida.
And a woman saw her work online.
He lying. She ain't just see my work. He was in the back of this bus bragging about me because it was a long bus ride from the park. We was at Disney. I took it over. I don't care. He was slightly inebriated and was talking about his wife like I wasn't sitting there. And I'm listening to him and I'm like, who is he talking about? Because he is over the top. And these beautiful Caucasian people were in the back of this bus just getting all the chuckles. Right. And then they finally realized, because we weren't sitting next to each other, they finally realized that he was talking about me. And then it exploded from there. He pulls his phone out like a proud dad with all his children's pictures in his wallet. He pulled his phone out. He on my page. He's scrolling through. Look at this. They didn't really have a choice. So she just is scrolling and scrolling. We ended up spending the rest of the evening with those people that was there last night there. And him and the guys was doing dinner and taking shots. And me and the ladies were talking about business. And she came across one of my reaves on the page because she had eventually given him his phone back and started following from her own phone. And she was like, oh my God, I have to have this. And I was like, huh? And here he go. He heard us say it. And we take, what was the thing at the time? We was taking Cash App. He gave her all the ways that she could make her payment.
And she purchased it. And the reason
right
why
then
I brought
and
it
there.
up because that was her first. She shipped that across the country.
Oh, wow.
And she paid and everything.
It was a
proud moment. She had really just begun, the business to that degree. And it was just a big moment. It was our first shipment. The lady got it. She was in tears.
It went to Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah. So I mean, that was a moment,
Yeah. My first shipped wreath. I was very, very proud.
A moment you can jump in. Was there a moment for you that you can recall that I had?
The first time he came home, absolutely beat down. He likes to say his calves are bleeding.
Okay.
Beat down, bloody calves, and sold out of everything. And I'm not even talking about Soup Solutions. I'm talking about Cultural Essence. Wow. I had got really sick and I was in the hospital. And it's very, very touchy. My eyes run all the time, y'all. I'm not crying.
Don't cry.
It was a very, very touchy situation. It got really bad. So I'm in the hospital for a couple of days. And he had to do this event by himself. And when I tell you, that man came to the hospital and was like, babe, everything is gone. The look on his face, it was exhaustion, it was excitement, it was, I mean, and I'm in the hospital, so we can't like go out and celebrate, but the words of affirmation would not stop flowing from my face to him, because I was so proud of how he took the reins and just did it. Because normally, of course, we would be together, but he took it and he just got it done. I mean, packing it, making it, packing it, traveling, setting up the table, putting on a game face because his wife's in the hospital and you know that don't go well for him.
Yeah, I know.
Put the game face on, sold maybe he told him I was in the hospital. I don't know. But he sold everything and packed up empty containers, put the little table in the car, came straight to the hospital to me. And I was so proud of him. Like, I remember the look on his face. I wish y'all could see inside my head for that memorable moment. Like, I could see the look on his face. I was so proud of him. My baby did that.
Look at that. Y'all are adorable and sick man all at the same time.
Yeah, my sister called us turkey, so
yeah, I would get with that. So here's a moment where there was some level of sacrifice that had to be made. What kind of sacrifices have you guys made for the relationship as well as for the business? Sis.
Plural.
Sacrifices. We'll start, with the marriage, because that's the core that makes everything else,
what it is.
To make it, even available for us to share in, which is marriage, which is standing for each other. The sacrifice of standing for each other. And everybody says that, oh, my ride or die. You say that until it's your family.
Mm-hmm.
That because of whatever, they no longer have a connection to you. You understand what I'm saying? People who you think love you and you love so much make you draw a line in the sand. You understand what I'm saying? And it sounds good to say, oh, my ride or die, my one and only. But you say that when it's your loved one, when it's your friend, your so-called friends or family, and you have to make a decision. And we both been in that seat and made that sacrifice, and we're here today. Now, as far as business, if you want,
man, the sleepless nights.
Yeah,
I can't tell y'all how many times we got 2, 3, and 4 o'clock in the morning days to make sure that the food or the products or the teaching materials are prepared and ready and on time for y'all. I cannot stress that sometimes it's no sleep because we doing 3 business preps in one day because we gotta stretch it thin for the following. He got to go do products or the food, and I got to go teach a class or do a home design. It's crazy. So more recently, I'm thinking I'm coming home and I can just go ahead and study because I'm also in school. But then we got an event to prepare for.
Yeah, this was recent.
This was Wednesday.
Yes.
We got an event to prepare
That's
for.
super recent.
A grueling school session.
Working all day. Just got out of went work all day. Then no time to decompress between work and school because once I get off work, I got to make my way to class. So I get the UB. That's a 2-hour lecture. Finish that. Come home. We about to, pack it in and settle down. He said something that reminded me, because we weren't prepared at all. There was nothing. Reminded me that we had to do an event. And I was like, oh, it's 9:45. I wanted to go, disappear. We had to hop back in the car, get unrelaxed, hop back in the car, get to the store, get all the things that we needed because we had not prepared. come home, do cook and prep, get just enough sleep to say I close my eyes,
To get up early.
get up first thing in the morning to finish cooking, and then go do this event.
And by way, she pulled it off. We pulled it off, and some odd 30 some odd women were given a meal, and celebrated for their efforts. And they didn't know that we didn't sleep. They didn't
would
know
have never
about
known.
what was going on. And she wound up giving another keynote word of encouragement to these young ladies, and they were in tears. So imagine if we weren't there for those moments. So again, you mentioned sacrifice. Sacrifices are made,
Yeah.
And that's the part of it that folks don't get to see
Yeah.
because y'all got a lot going on.
Because I know, I don't know if she's still on here, but Abby can attest. Her and her husband Troy are also entrepreneurs.
That's right.
And I can't imagine how much they have to prep and prepare.
Mhm.
Then another entrepreneur you have on here, her name is Tara. I feel bad for her sleepless nights.
Round the clock.
She is always booked and busy, and I love it. I love to see it, but the sacrifices that people don't
See.
not only do they not see, but they kind of don't care.
Yep.
They kind of don't care. The sleepless nights, the time that you can't be with your family. Maybe there are events, family reunions, birthday parties, graduations, and you can't attend because you have to make sure that your business is straight.
But no, you acting funny. You don't come out.
And then you get all kinds of acting funny labels. Y'all don't come out.
Mhm.
Y'all think y'all too good. Like we too busy, actually. I would love to be there.
Right.
But people don't really make that connection with sacrifice, business, and marriage. Because not only do I have to protect my man, I gotta also protect my businesses and the labels and the reputation that we have created. I can't be out here twerking until my knees get weak.
Megan knee.
Because I have there are certain things. That's another sacrifice. There's certain ways we don't post on social media. You think I don't want to have a cuss them out rant every 15 to 20 minutes? We don't do that because it's not just our businesses and our brand. We also have organizations that are counting on us to be who we are.
Yep.
So when you come over the house and we just excuse me, because I'm gonna echo all the words. I'm gonna get them all out.
Only when you come to the house.
But you gotta come over here to get that. Because
I've been privy to some of them conversations.
Because the polish has to be on, man. You have to protect your business brand and your marriage brand. Because business and marriage are one and the same.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, but you got to put the best foot forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a level of being fake and not saying that we don't have these moments. It's just not a broadcast moment.
Right.
It's a we got to work on this moment, and then I can talk to y'all about this one time where I had the struggle and how we overcame it. So people got to get that as well.
Here's your cord.
So you kind of hit on a point when you talk about how you have to juggle everything. When you guys have to juggle all of that, what level or what communication strategies do you guys use to help navigate that, not only in the business, but to navigate through the marriage as well?
I'm gonna let him take that. I better go get my charger.
Okay.
So strategies, man. It's just like I said, I mentioned it earlier. Should be right back. But I mentioned it earlier. Studying is like the fuel. So to gear up to even allow your mind to encompass what may arise. Like you said, anything can happen. We're talking about marriage. We're talking about two separate hearts and minds. The business is secondary. That's a whole nother monster. But just being able to relate to each other and when you don't know, be wise, be intelligent enough to look up what you need to know. Study what you need to know. Like me, I wrote the book, The Science of Manhood, but I applied it to myself first. I don't want anybody thinking I'm some know-it-all, get my book. Man, I stay in that book. I stay flipping those pages because I need it too. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm constantly applying those steps so that I can relate to her better. And she's read the book inside out, and she's reading other books, and she's studying how to handle me. So I just encourage a lot. That's when you hear marriage encouragement. That's what we're doing. We're trying to encourage people to make better steps, to not give up. It's easy to give up. It's easy, especially if you got businesses and stuff and everything else on you. And then you're a wife too. Then you're a husband as well. And those things come with an awesome level of responsibility. So it's wise that you strengthen yourself on those slow, beautiful days to educate yourself and read something. Take something in, be it a lecture or a conversation with a good friend that can, push it forward for you and help you work out that strategy that you mentioned.
Okay. And since you're reading, see, y'all give me great segues into my questions here.
Cool.
So, how do you guys keep the romance alive in in your marriage and prevent the work and the businesses from taking over your marriage?
Girl, like I just saved his battery life here. Go ahead.
Being strategic again and wanting to see the light in each other. You got to want to see that light. You got to want to do that. I'm not even going to sugarcoat you. If you don't want to see it, it's not going to come about. You can't withdraw what you don't deposit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what marriage is all about. So that spark is wanting to see her smile, even when she don't feel like it. Even when I may not be up to it. Have the want to bring it out of each other, because it's gonna be good days and bad days, but you keep that spark going. And sometimes you're gonna find it's easy. It's easy to laugh with her. It's easy, and while we're laughing and joking, even on here, man, that we're gearing up. We're taking in energy. The night is gonna change. The lights are gonna be cut off. We're gonna be upstairs. We gotta relate to each other. We got to get up tomorrow. We got bills to pay, and it takes us on and on. And I know everybody on here listening, some of our friends that love and care about us, we're watching your example. We see the way that they go about it. So the spark is important. Keep that spark going.
We have little things that we do.
Oh,
and they're not always vacations. I know y'all think we travel the world every 15 minutes. It feel like it, but those are just highlights. You know what I mean? So we do and it, okay. So we do a hug. I'm not gonna call it what I call it, but we do a hug. It is I'll tell you about it later.
Uh-huh.
It is a way to disconnect and reconnect.
That's right.
So you disconnect from the day and all the things outside of this household and reconnect directly to each other.
Right.
It is a full-on breathing, crying, fall asleep, whatever you got to do inside this long embrace, do it. We also have moments called Lock Out the World, where we got these blackout curtains. So that's already happening. But now, instead of doing it in our room, we do it at my boyfriend's house. I'm sorry.
Wow.
The man cave.
Watch out.
The man cave is my boyfriend's house.
Okay, because I was getting ready to say, wait a minute.
Oh, y'all sell shea butter in y'all palace?
No.
And this how y'all living? Okay.
You gotta explain that. Clear it up.
I'm trying to.
Please, come on, jump in.
So this is my husband, my boo thing, and my boyfriend.
All right.
So when I go to my boyfriend's house, my boyfriend live in the basement because boys live in their basements in their mother house. So I be at my boyfriend's house, and you don't know, like it's like a casino down there. Okay. You don't know what time of day it is. It's light, it's dark. You don't know. It is pitch black down there. We go down there, we close the door, the dogs are quiet or watching TV because they do, and it's just us. And we inhaling and exhaling in the same close oxygen and watching something funny or dramatic
That's
or
right.
action or what, but it's just me
Us.
and him. Sometimes we fall asleep down there, most of the time on the weekend, because I can't do it during the week. I will never make it anywhere. Because it's so dark, like you can, it's so sound. It's like a whole different place in the basement. It's actually a man cave.
Right.
So we do the lock out the world thing in the man cave, or we do home dates.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't want to hold up your question.
No, you're fine.
So on your advertising for the flyer that you did, you saw a picture of us. That's recent. I'm glad you asked that question. We just did a very spontaneous event that we used to spark the connection between us. You want to share that?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so we got these dates. She gifted me these date cards. Some of you all may have them, and you get it. You don't know what it is. You scratch it off, and it tells you exactly. It's outdoor. It's this, go this far away, at least 30 miles away from home. It's indoors, that's and so. So we took that ride not knowing where we were going at all. We are on a winding road, and we picked a restaurant. And that's the picture of us in front of that restaurant that you chose just Sunday. And we met some of the most outstanding people. We can't wait to get back. And now that's one of our favorite places, Chris.
So to me, that moment, because it was so needed, and I don't want to be like super spiritual, but we tapped into each other and God.
Mhm.
Because we were literally driving. We had no destination in mind. And just driving and driving and driving.
Wow.
Driving to the point where I almost got uncomfortable. Because I don't see nothing out here. And thank God it's daytime. Because when I say no street lights, none, not a drop. and again, thank the Lord, it was daytime. And it was a little rainy. Y'all know what Sunday was like.
Mm-hmm.
So Lord dropped in my spirit, now's a good time. So I told him, I said, I think now about the good time to go ahead and start searching for restaurants nearby. And sure enough, the moment that I said that, and he put it in the GPS, 5 minutes away was this restaurant. And other people know this place. We've never seen it, never heard of it.
Oh, wow.
It was absolutely the place to be for this little area.
And it's, when I say farmland,
it's like Little House on the Prairie.
It's called, the place is called Friendly Farm.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal place. They've got really good food.
Never heard of it in my life.
The food is like
I would not have ever known to go here.
It's like Little House on the Prairie on steroids.
But it was amazing. Breathtaking views on the way up and back. Now, the food was incredible. And you go to different places and you kind of peg the place before you go in there. Absolutely nothing like what we thought. Amazing. I'm sorry, I keep covering your face up with my hands.
That's what you
Absolutely amazing. The food, the people, the atmosphere. It was great. And it was so much needed. Not even just for a relax, relate, release, but I needed a spiritual reconnection. And you can't do nothing but talk to God out there.
You ain't got nothing else to do.
You and the weasels.
Yeah, right. You weasels, fox. What does the fox say is out there? But it was such an amazing gift that keeps on giving, because I knew that the cards would bring a fun dynamic to our dating life, but I never thought that it would take us to the places that it has taken us.
Wow.
And it's just been amazing. So we connect, we make purposeful physical contact every day. And I know it's irky and it don't look real and nobody can be that happy, but we actually are. Like, it is the effort that we put in and the prayer that people don't see. The cry, ugly, snot-nosed prayers in your prayer spaces. The conversations, the deep, ugly, necessary discussions.
Snot.
Emphasis on snot. In any case, the discussions that people have no idea that you're having. And it looks fake because we don't promote it enough. Not only in business, because that's the topic at hand, but also in marriage. And because they're one and the same, you can't separate the fibers.
Mm.
If you're not gonna get along in marriage, don't start no business.
Mhm.
And the Lord have mercy if it's gonna be a food business, because I don't want your nasty argument food.
There you go. You can get it.
You got to be full of joy when you making my meals.
I don't want your argument filled shea butter either. I don't want that on my body. All of that angry aggression in that shea butter.
Yell that loud lotion.
And then the beautiful part about our relationship is we really don't argue like that. I could probably count on one hand in 13 years how many nasty arguments we've ever had.
And I can attest to that even early on in y'all's relationship.
We really don't
there
argue.
wasn't a lot of that. Yeah.
We really don't argue. Because I have a level of respect. Not to say that other women don't have this, but a lot of women, especially this newer generation, need to learn this. Remember that time and place we were talking about. There's a time and place for this, and there's a time and place for these.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 2 ears and 1 set of lips for a reason. I have an incredible respect for the man that God placed me with, because the man that he placed me with was to become the man of my dreams. He wasn't when we met. And that's the part that people don't pay attention to. When we met, I was absolutely infatuated. I had already had that he was out of my league in my mind. So y'all, women know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very rare that a woman would say a guy was out of her league. I'm like, this dude. So I already had it made up in my head that it was going to go a certain type of way or it wasn't going to go anywhere. Aside from that, once I met him and we got to talking, and he just as goofy as me, and I learned that his communication style is not supposed to be mine. The reason we are together is not because he makes me comfortable, it's because he makes me uncomfortable.
Mm.
Because the only time you experience growth is when you are uncomfortable. And I wish I would be the same woman in 2025 that I was in 2010 when I met him.
Jesus.
I would give him the permission to divorce me.
Vice versa.
Because we know you ain't going away. But I've changed too much.
12 years captured.
13 years of slave in here.
But that's come over time. Like,
right, exactly. And that was my point. Like you don't marry the man of your dreams. You mime him out. You don't marry the woman of your dreams. You get to work. We pay too much attention to the wedding day and not enough investment in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding day is cool. It's a cocktail hour. You get to splurge and show all your friends how pretty you can dress. But once that day is over, the work starts. And if you don't pay attention to your partner's cues, you'll always fail. There are times to listen, times to speak, time to come together, but always to be a united front.
I jump in here, it look like I'm being held against my will.
I just want to shout out my friend Jeremiah. He's watching all the way from Colorado. So
hey Jeremiah!
What's up? Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
You said you was jumping in there because you felt like you was a hostage.
I just wanted to say.
Do you have anything to add, Derek? I mean,
you want to throw something in there?
Really, like she said, that key element of minding it out of each other, meaning that you're not who you're meant to be in its totality. It's brought out of you through trial, the fire, the pain, the darker days. That's what chisels your character.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hard times, it's the lessons that she helped me to learn that allows me to be the better man for her.
And vice
And it's so
versa.
and vice versa. We sharpen each other. A wise man taught me that a man cannot protect what he can't control.
Mm.
And you hear this 50-50 being thrown around in this submission and no disrespect to women's views or anything about the submissive element, but it's a science to that. You understand what I'm saying? You must submit to a certain degree in order to be protected. See, I protect her with my life, but she has to give me the opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
the key.
understand what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's a sacrifice and a submission on both parts.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be careful with language. See, social media and television takes our minds where it doesn't need to go and have us focusing on things that we don't need to be, concerned with. Yes, if you're someone's wife, yes, you should be submitting. Yes, if you're someone's husband, yes, you should be submitting. And don't get caught up. This world is crazy. Y'all see the price of eggs? You better help him out. You see him trying to buy them eggs if he ain't got it all? Help him buy them damn eggs. Well, I'm just saying, jump in there when you need to, but just be realistic. Men, you are the maintainers, okay? And if you have a woman such as myself, I'm lucky, I'm blessed, a woman that'll go out here and she'll work to help me maintain what we have. You understand what I'm saying? That's a blessing. But you, sir, are the maintainer. You are the key focal point for making sure that this ship gets to its destination and stays on course. And you can build a castle all day, but a woman helps to make it stand. Yeah. She is the mortar in between those bricks. So we have to be careful with that.
All right. Well, my last question to you guys before we end this broadcast is, what advice would you give to other couples that are thinking about starting a business together as a married couple?
Oh Lord. They could just run the whole show back. Listen to all that advice. No, but seriously, marriage, first of all, is not for the faint of heart. Let's clear that one up.
Yep.
And when you enter into a marriage contract, you enter into a business. Let's look at it like the analogy he gave, a ship. Your husband is the captain. His job is to focus on not hitting anything like the Titanic did. Focus on not hitting nothing and get us where we got to go.
Facts.
In the meanwhile, he still has to eat. The ship still has to maintain some level of cleanliness. You're going to have other people along the ride. It's not even about gender roles anymore. Do you love your partner enough to respect their leadership? And if you respect your partner and love your partner enough to respect their leadership, you're halfway there. Then, if you want to add a business to the mix, be on that same ship. Look over the itinerary. Make sure that you're going in the exact same direction. And even if the idea is from one brain baby or the other, champion one another to reach that ultimate goal of whatever that business is. Because without the teamwork of the marriage, there will be no teamwork in a business. And without the teamwork in the business, you'll destroy your marriage.
Wow.
I would chime in, but she locked it in the bow. She show off. That's what she show off. So I agree.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this show. This was really, really good.
It was fun.
Definitely will have you guys back on, if not for a part 2 of this, something else.
Okay.
So I want to give you guys an opportunity to let everybody know where they can find all of your businesses, how they can get in contact with you, how they can try any of the wonderful things that you guys offer. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that.
Got you. Thank you very much for this opportunity of even being on your show, Chris. We really love and respect you and your efforts a great deal. For any of the listeners, our good friends and supporters here across the country or over the world, man, don't hesitate to reach us through social media. On any of the businesses, you can reach us at Cultural Essence, Facebook, Instagram page, Soup Solutions, Facebook, Instagram page, K Janae Design. As you see all behind us on our Facebook page. Okay, Voices, Hearts, and Hands for anyone that want to enhance their life with life-saving classes with Voices, Hearts, and Hands, mobile CPR first aid business. Please don't hesitate to visit our Facebook and Instagram page. And if you just need to reach out to us, you have our information here. We're open for any information that we can help with to be an asset to our community.
Keep it clean in the DMs.
Yeah, keep it clean. Yeah.
Amen. Please keep it clean in the DMs. Anybody
They
is
don't be
doing
asking about the
shady
man
stuff
cave.
in their DMs, and you know me, we gonna have to have some furniture moving conversations.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
KK?
Hey Chris, I'll be at the barbershop and they'll be like, "Sir, what about the man cave?" The hugs. They want to know about that.
We want to know about them hugs.
We want to know about them hugs. Yeah, like I need this because I'm trying to get to that where y'all at.
We'll discuss it. Don't worry.
Out here in the single life, we don't get them kind of hugs in the single world. I need to find out about them. But to everybody that is watching, or for those that'll watch this on the rewatch, thank you guys so much for supporting us here at Coffee and Tea. We are just excited about where this season 2 is going to take us. And if this first show is any indication of how season 2 is going to be, I am going to have a good time with a lot of great individuals. So this will be an exclusive announcement for this. This will be our first actual show on Spotify. So you'll be able to catch us on Spotify in the podcast section. So our Friday night shows will post to Spotify on Saturday afternoon. So you'll be able to see and hear more of us here and there. So we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and now we will be on Spotify. So that's a really exciting milestone for us here at Coffee and Tea. So
congratulations. You're doing a fabulous job, Chris.
Thank you.
And thank you again for having us.
I appreciate you guys. Y'all know how much you mean to me. So and I can't wait to hear about these hugs. So let me hurry up and finish this broadcast so I can hear about these hugs.
Right. Part 2. Let's get that part 2 going.
So guys, be on the lookout for the next announcement for our next show. And you'll be able to see that all on the Facebook page. If you have not already, please like, subscribe, and share so that other people will be able to be connected to the page, as well as all the things that we are going to be connected to here in the next couple of weeks and months as we continue to move forward. So we will see you guys on the next one. Have a great evening. Don't hesitate to reach out if you guys need any information about any of the businesses that Keisha and Derek are on. I'll be happy to connect you in order for you to be able to sample some of that stuff. All right. We'll see you next time.